see, I haven't posted up a video in a while, but I'm excited to film this one because this video is definitely a very requested video and I've been promising it to you for a while now. And this video is going to be all about my bangs. So I'm going to be showing you how I trim my bangs. I'm also going to show you how I style them to get them to look like this. And I actually filmed this video about 2 months ago and just recently saw it. It was just sitting on my camera on the memory card and I kept forgetting, and recently looked at it and hated the way it was done. In that video I actually trimmed my bangs on camera, but it just didn't look right. It didn't work, and I just think it's better if I explain how I do it instead of actually trimming my bangs. So if you're wondering, my bangs are trimmed. I actually already trimmed them earlier today before I filmed this video, and now I'm gonna film. I think it'll be better and it'll be a little bit easier to show you how I do it when I'm not actually concentrating on cutting them. So I guess with that I will get right into it. So if you'd like to see how I cut and style my bangs, then please keep on watching. Okay guys, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just put the rest of my hair up into a ponytail so you can see exactly what part of my hair is bangs and what part is not. So I'll come a little bit closer just so you can see. These are my bangs here. They start really, really high up on my head and they angle off like that. This isn't technically a bang, but see how they angle off there? And these are my bangs. This is what they look like when they've been freshly cut. So what I use to cut my bangs is really, really simple. I just need a rat tooth comb like this, and I've got a piece of hair in it, which is gross. So it just looks like that. I got 2 of these for $1 at the dollar store. And you need something with a rat tooth on it because you're gonna want to make sure that the parting of your bangs is right, and that's really the best way to do it. And you're also gonna need a pair of cutting shears. These can run really, really expensive, like above $100 in some beauty supply stores. These I think were $2 or $3 at a dollar store. You don't really need to worry about getting something super fancy because you're just cutting your bangs. As long as they kind of look like this, they have this shape to them where they get very, very thin at the end, and they're pretty thin shears, so they're easy to work with. They should be fine. You don't need anything that's super fancy just to cut your bangs. So that's it. I just use these 2 things. Hair tie, I like to get the rest of my hair out of my face. Okay, so now that I've brought my camera up a little bit so you can see my bangs a little bit better, I'm going to show you what I do before I actually start cutting. So the first thing you have to do is you have to get your parting right. So you can see that I start my bangs up really, really high on my head. I think that this is definitely a more modern take on the front bang. I also think that it makes your forehead look higher if you're like me and you have a really small forehead. I think that this makes your forehead look like it's much bigger than it actually is, and it gives a much fuller bang. So if I were to have just had my bangs right here, see how thin my bangs would be if they started really, really low? So by starting them up really high, I get a nice full bang. So that works out really well for anyone with very thin hair like mine. What you're gonna do is you're going to brush everything up front. And if you have long hair and you've never cut bangs before, your hair is gonna be going really, really far forward at this point. And you wanna obviously start bringing the hair forward where you wanna start your bangs at the top of your head. The next thing you want to do is you want to create 2 parts that go downwards, and you want it to start at this point in the middle of your head, whatever point you've decided, and you want it to go from here all the way down to the end of your eyebrow. So you can see here, mine is already done, that it starts up top and it kind of goes triangular all the way down, and it ends right here, kind of where my eye ends or my eyebrow starts. And then on the other side, it does the same. It goes pretty straightforward. So you can see there that it creates a triangle. And that's kind of the parting you want to do. So if you don't have bangs yet and you're starting out, that's going to take you actually a bit of time, which is why I didn't want it to be on camera. It would just take too long to create that part. But that's the kind of part you want. You want it so that when you brush it all the way down, you've got one peak right at the top, and it goes down on angles to the end of your eyebrows, or the end of your eyes, depending on how far your eyebrows go down. And that's where you want your bangs to end, right there. All the rest of the hair could be swept up into a ponytail and left alone because you don't want to cut anything else. Now that you have the hair that you want to cut, you're going to take your comb and you're going to brush it down. You want everything to be going straight down, not at sides, and you want to make sure that your hair at this point is straight and you're not cutting wavy hair. You also want it to be perfectly dry because you don't want to cut too short. When you dry your hair, it's going to be shorter than when it's wet, so you want to make sure you're cutting while it is still dry. So what you're going to do is, now that you've got your hair all brushed all the way down, this is the tricky part, so I hope you guys can see what I'm doing, because I can't see what I'm doing. So what you're going to do is you're going to take one of your hands and you're going to hold the hair like this, like you are cutting it with your fingers. You're going to hold it straight like this, all the way across, making sure your hands aren't on an angle and that your hair is pulled taut. So you're going to do this. Then what you're going to do is you're going to start to turn your hands so that your fingers are facing you, like this. You're going to take your other hand and you're going to replace this hand, and then you're just going to twist it all the way around. So what you've done is you've really just twisted all of your bangs like that. So this technique is called the twisted technique, I think. I saw this on YouTube. I did not invent this by any means, and this is something that hairstylists do. So the reason why you're twisting is because you want the pieces at the very end to be longer than the pieces in the middle. And so when you're twisting these pieces are going to go way over to this side, and these pieces are going to go way over to the other side. So when you cut straight, the pieces at the end are actually longer than the pieces in the middle. I hope that makes sense. It's really kind of hard to get your head around, but all you need to know is that if you want bangs that go from their shortest point in the middle of the bang to longer, like mine do, then you want to use this technique and it should come out fine. So I'm going to show it to you one more time. So you're going to brush your bangs straight down. You're going to take the bangs in between your fingers. Once you get them all together, get them in between your fingers and make sure it's nice and combed out properly. You want to make sure all the hair is properly between your fingers, like this. Then I'm going to go to the side so you can see. You're going to twist your bangs so that your fingers are facing you. You're going to take your other hand and you're going to replace this hand, and then you're going to keep twisting it so it's one full twist. So these pieces are going to be way over on this side and these pieces are going to be way over on this side. So when you cut straight, these pieces are actually going to be longer. The pieces that are on the outside are going to be longer than the pieces on the inside. So then what I like to do is I like to rest my fingers right on the bridge of my nose, right here in this curve, and that tells me how long I want to cut my bangs. I like my bangs to be a bit longer, but I suggest for everyone to start at the bridge of your nose because you don't want to go too short. You can go shorter later. So you want to sit your hands on the bridge of your nose. And then you want to take your scissors and you want to cut straight across. You don't want to do it in one big chop. You kind of want to work your way through the bangs, but you want to cut it straight, and you're not cutting up, you're cutting across. So it should be straight. So I'll show you here. See how my bangs are straight? They're straight across because I just did it this morning. So then you're going to let go, and you should have this kind of a shape where it's a U, an inverted U. And that makes it so that the outside pieces are longer than the inside pieces. So that's how I cut my bangs. It's really, really simple. When I'm trimming my bangs, so this technique, the twisted technique, I use when my bangs are anywhere from 1/2 inch to longer, too long. So if I haven't cut my hair in 2, 3, 4 weeks because I've been busy, I usually am side sweeping it, throwing it up, and I want to cut my bangs again, I use that technique because it really gets a really nice look to your bangs. But you need hair to play with. You saw it there when I was showing you. It was a little bit difficult. I'm not sure because I couldn't see my little screen, but I'm sure there were pieces kind of falling out because my hair was short. It's kind of hard to twist it when your bangs are that short. When they're long, it's really, really easy to do. Now, if I just want to trim them, what I do is I don't take these pieces, the long pieces. I kind of leave those, I just take anywhere from where my eyebrow arches in, and I take these pieces, so you can see them there. It's kind of like a small V within the big bang. within the big bang. I'm funny. Okay, and then I take them between my fingers just like this. And when I'm trimming them, I trim up. The reason why I trim up is because if I trim straight across, I don't want it to kind of have that look when you're a really young kid and you have straight across bangs, like a mushroom cut type look. For whatever reason, when you've twisted it, if you cut straight across, it doesn't give the illusion of cut straight across. I'm not really sure why that happens, but it does. And because you're kind of cutting it slowly, I think it helps as well. Whereas this, I just find it easier to cut straight up. So I cut just up like this. And be careful, because when you're actually doing this and you're not in front of a mirror and you're trying to look at your bangs, you probably see my eyes right now. They go crossed and that kind of hurts. I just look in a mirror when I do it. But you just cut right up from there, and that helps you trim your bangs in between big cuts. Okay, so now that I've showed you how I trim my bangs, I wanted to show you how I style my bangs on an everyday basis. So every single day I wash my bangs. I don't wash my hair every single day. So for the days where I wash my hair and I take a shower, it's pretty easy to just wash your bangs with your hair. On the other days, I use a dry shampoo in my hair and I actually wash my bangs. The reason why is because they're sitting on my forehead, so they get greasy a lot faster than the rest of my hair. And because they're shorter, they just happen to get greasy. And you can really tell when your bangs are greasy as opposed to when the rest of your hair is greasy. Dry shampoo just doesn't do anything for them. So I always wash my bangs every single day. And the way I do it is I just go into my sink. I have the rest of my hair all pulled up into a bun, and I go into the sink and I dampen my bangs and I grab just a little bit of shampoo, wash it in, lather it into my bangs, and then rinse out the shampoo. Make sure that the shampoo is completely rinsed out because you don't want any residue left in your bangs. If your bangs have like too much product in it or haven't been washed, you're gonna really tell the difference between nice, clean, freshly styled bangs to bangs that are dirty or still have shampoo in it or whatever. Also, in the shower, I don't put any conditioner in my bangs, and I don't do it at all when I'm washing my bangs in the sink either. You just don't need a heavy conditioner in your bangs. So once your bangs are clean and they're wet and they're styled up front, I do put a leave-in conditioner. This isn't actually a conditioner, it's a moisturizing serum, and it's my favorite. It's a Daily Moisture Therapy by Dove, and it's a replenishing mist. As you can tell from up here, I got this from the Dollarama for $2 and just happened to realize that it's my favorite product ever. It's the only thing I can really put in my bangs that's light enough that it doesn't weigh them down and doesn't make them look really producty, but at the same time, because it's a moisturizing mist, it helps my bangs stay fluffy throughout the day. Then what I do, I just take my comb again, brush out all my bangs, make sure they're nice and flat, and I take my blow dryer and I just start going at my bangs. I don't have a brush at this point, and I try to blow the air all sorts of which ways to kind of give volume to my bangs, if that makes sense. So I'll blow my bangs to this side, I'll blow my bangs to this side, I'll blow my bangs up, I'll blow my bangs down, and that way it gives it a little bit more volume than if I were to just direct the air all the way down. It would kind of paste to my forehead. Next, what I do is I take a big round brush, so when my hair is like 90% dry, I leave these pieces out. I don't want to curve them. I just take the middle pieces and I grab the brush and I blow dry going down, and then I take just the top section of my bangs and I do the same thing, blow drying it down, and that's it. These pieces I just blow dry with a comb because I don't want them to get really big and fluffy. I just want the middle pieces to have a bit more volume than they would if I were just blow drying them straight down. Once I'm done that, I'm done pretty much with my bangs. I can just kind of leave them alone, and sometimes if I really want them to last through a night, I'll apply a little bit of hairspray, like a tiny little bit of hairspray, and only the aerosol kind, not the pump kind, because that would put way too much product on your hair. But even that is really only when I'm going out for a night on the town and I want my bangs to stay a certain way. So that's it. That was the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it and you found this helpful. As I said, I know a lot of you were wondering how I style, trim, cut my bangs. So hopefully this video helped you guys out. If you have any questions at all, please leave them in the comments down below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys!